would go to hell, would they?
Make an ass out of you and some guy named Upchurch.
Hey, I saw a lot of people on Twitter were saying you guys would vanish because Trump's the president and y'all are feds and stuff.
Did they say that? I forgot. I didn't get that memo.
So
every few years somebody comes out and says, "Oh, Patriot Front's been destroyed. Everything's been toppled. They're never going to come around again." But apparently they never asked me about it because it never seems to happen.
Does the Trump presidency change anything for you guys?
Not necessarily. We organize beyond the conventional electoral process. Some of the things that Trump's doing are interesting and they could be compelling if they continue. But at the same time, I'm very skeptical to politicians, as my station indicates. And I think ultimately you can't rely on change coming from the top down in every instance. You know, sure, a good statesman can do things here and there that might make a positive impact on the country, but the rot is the issue is much deeper. People need to reorganize their lives, virtues, convictions. Right here. That was a good one, though. I like that question. All right, cross over here, y'all. Are we following you?
Yes.
Okay. You need to be on my shoulder.
Yes. No, I'm sorry. He came up to talk to me and I got distracted.
Check out what we're all about.
You're gonna have a lot. For your life now. Oh, watch out.
Okay, this is also my section.
Right here.
Fire team's on me. Have a wonderful day. God bless. So are you Ford Fischer or are you the guy who isn't Ford Fischer?
I'm Ford.
Okay. There's another guy that looks just like you.
I bet you're thinking of Brendan Gutenschwager, BG on the scene.
See, he doesn't.
He always gets mistaken
He doesn't
for
have
me.
as catchy of a name. That's his problem. He needs a better marketer. He should go with those guys in Hollywood that change all the people's names.
You got a team right here. Go.
Why aren't you filming all that stuff? Look how interesting those people are.
I started over there, but I saw your Telegram post that you guys were coming in.
Which one are you?
My name's Ford.
You're Ford. Okay.
He's Ford Fischer. He's not the guy
There's
who-
another guy like a DC person.
I was just telling you.
Yeah. I know who you're probably talking about. Yeah.
How y'all doing?
Good job, guys.
Listen to this.
Take some back.
I love Poland. Everybody does get it. That's a good one. It's trying to stay warm out there. I think they're coming in from that side right there.
Hey guys. You guys are really good flyers.
No mask, but he's clearly like directing them. He like before that Tommy asked him like, "Where are we going?" Like he's
Yeah, that's true.
Strong family, strong nation. How's it going? You want a flyer? Let me get a big photo of you. Patriot Front. There you go. Let's put this way.
I can't seem to get radio. Were you at the fires in California? I saw that. It is very crazy. We had guys going around trying to do charity relief, but it's crazy with all the evacuation orders you can't. It's really tough to get into places. And it's not like North Carolina where the houses are still there. Some of those neighborhoods in California look like they got hit with a nuke. Burned down to the foundations. Not a whole lot to pick up. It's crazy. Well, we'll try. We'll see what we can do, if anything.
Are you guys going to California?
I'm not there right now. We always explore everything we can to do with disaster relief charitable efforts. But of course, it can be difficult at times when the official governmental institutions get in, whether the Red Cross, FEMA, they take control of certain areas, police, It was really hard to get into North Carolina because they had roadblocks up everywhere and you couldn't get to them. I assume it's still a little difficult. That's just the nature of the beast, man. Y'all got any hard-hitting questions, you just let me know.
How are you liking the executive orders?
I think they're interesting. I know they can be challenged in the courts. I know a lot of people want me to be pigeonholed into I'm a pro-Trump guy because they like that in their articles. But I'm not, I'm not explicitly supportive of Trump. Like I've said in various podcasts and interviews, I think some of the things that Trump is doing are in line with a more patriotic vision of the country. But he's got 4 years left. And I am very skeptical of politicians. But even so, I'm not going to make it my career to be anti-Trump. At the same time, I think you do need to be supportive of certain things because a lot of his base does think like a nationalist or a patriot should or ought to. So there is a lot of genuine desire for people to see the country change in a better direction. And you can't approach and improve people's beliefs and convictions and lifestyles by being very oppositional and making it about making it a very petty thing of political divisiveness. But if there are good things, you need to be able to recognize that. Again, the executive orders right now are just paper. If they change, we'll start seeing movement. But we'll have to see. But in any case, it doesn't matter because the cause of nationalism needs to keep moving forward. I said this in an address. After the election, I said, no matter what happens, if Trump piddles his 4 years away, or if he actually does try to make himself a service to the nation's cause, in either case, it's all the more reason for people who believe and think and act like us to push harder because our beliefs become more vindicated, more justified, more necessary.
Are you looking at what he's saying he wants to do on immigration?
Well, obviously, I think the border should be closed. I think not only should it be closed, I think immigration laws should be changed. I think legal immigration needs to be cut down. I think we should repeal the Immigration Act of 1965, return to the Immigration Act of 1924, which was in effect for decades and decades and essentially locked the country's demographics in place. We used to have a country that understood the value of demographics and the value of culture that plays into our style of government. Ultimately, if you do import millions and millions of people from governments that have nothing to do in comparison or similarity to ours, you will get a pressure on our government to be something it is not and was never meant to be. So ultimately, not only does the border need to be closed, but people need to be sent back and laws need to be changed so it can't happen again. Whatever Trump is capable of doing, even if he has a 5-star perfect score, by the end of his term will not be enough. You need a larger, more comprehensive movement that fully immerses and fully saturates the American mind and lifestyle in order to set the country back on a good track.
End of birthright citizenship?
I think, yeah. So obviously the 14th Amendment has a pretty clear stance on that. And you can argue whether those amendments were pushed forward rather rashly during Reconstruction without a large conception of what would happen in future generations with immigration. Ultimately, I think the Supreme Court probably has the final say on that one. Maybe they might be able to reinterpret it. I don't know how much leeway the Supreme Court has to interpret that amendment without needing a constitutional change, but ultimately that's something for the courts. So should people be citizens purely by being born here? If our immigration laws were solid, if everything else was equal, then yes, but that's not the case. So maybe we should cut that off until such things are a standard. Because that law wasn't an issue until people started being able to come into this country willy-nilly anytime they wanted.
Did you see the FBI's Vault FOIA publication about your organization?
Yeah, there were a lot of empty pages and a lot of hoo-ha about nothing. Again, people who want us to be feds and want everything about us to be automatic, everything we do is somehow justification of feds. Whether we get arrested, we're feds. We don't get arrested, we're feds. We wear masks, we're feds. We're unmasked, we're feds. People will see anything to prove that we're feds. I don't know if we actually were some big federal thing, why would the FBI do that, I guess?
It had a lot of those redactions were about the identities of CHSs, right? Which seems to imply that you guys have, not that you are feds, but that there are feds among you.
No, and it's hard to determine the specifics of that because, again, you're arguing on the basis of information that is absent. And there are a lot of connections which would need to be evaluated based on information present. And also it should be noted that somebody who speaks to the FBI about a certain matter doesn't necessarily have to be from a certain source. I mean, that's anybody who they found relevant on anything. I mean, it's 1,000 pages or something to that effect. But you look at the general things. You look at what we know the FBI does. When they want to mess with a group, when they want to get into a group, what do? It's drugs, guns, and violence. They get people to sell drugs, they get people to buy guns, or they get people to be violent. And if we were an organization that was controlled by or heavily influenced by federal agents, why aren't we doing any of those things? Not only why aren't we doing them, but why are we so heavily disciplined in preventing anything of that nature from happening, right? So, you can argue that, the FBI, they'll try to mess with groups. Of course they will. You can argue that they'll try to interfere with things. Of course they will. But it's not a proper response to that reality of the political landscape to shut yourself off and become, a hermit as the world gets worse and worse. Political organizing is something that needs to be undertaken with a strong respect for the risks of the world, and not a dismissive disposition towards them.
Have you had that where guys show up and are...
Why do you think the media constantly says that you guys are part of Fed or...
Well, not all the media. Mostly
conservative
it's conservative media. The liberal media are very happy to say that we're real because they think we're racist, which of course is a meaningless buzzword. So conservatives are very happy to call us feds because it's an argument of convenience, because it's an easy way to dismiss our ideas. If we're not real, if we're not genuine, then they don't have to engage with what we believe. Because a lot of conservatives are really scared more than anything of being called a racist or a white supremacist or a xenophobe or et cetera, et cetera.
Do you possess any racist traits?
I don't believe in the word racism. I think it's a meaningless buzzword. Do I have traditional views on race and nationality in accordance with what the Founding Fathers believed and centuries of American statesmen since then? Absolutely. Is that racism? I don't know. Racism doesn't have a solid definition.
Do you think it's discrimination?
What is discrimination?
A good thing, right? So, for example, if you are going to say that you as a white individual won't allow certain groups in the United States, I would say that is discriminating against us.
I believe any sane country should have strong restrictions on immigration that are meant to serve the best interests of that country. I believe race and nationality, culture, are real things that influence how human populations act. To deny that would be ridiculous and utopian beyond any conception of reality. And denying people from entering your country, they do not have a right to be here. The world does not have a right to be an American citizen. Rights are conveyed by citizens through the Constitution, and citizenship is itself a gift of being of a member of a nation. If you open up citizenship to the world, your form of government will be totally incompatible with it. And if you're saying that you have to let everybody into your country whenever they want to be, or else you're discriminatory, I feel like that's ridiculous.
What would you say are the core tenets of the Patriot Front?
We believe in a conception of the American people as a real ethnic group, descendant of the European pioneers, settlers, things like that. So we have that conception of who we are and serving our interests. Outside of that, we engage in positive fitness efforts to make sure that we we are reinstilling matters of fitness and vitality, masculine culture, into the men of our nation, finding its most valuable constituency in young American men. We believe in community, so we restore spaces where patriotic families can gather, where we can establish cultural restitution of our traditions as a nation. Outside of that, of course, we do activism and we push forward. There's a lot of things we do. It's all on the website if people go to patriotfront.us.
With the descendants of the European,
yeah, that's us.
Would that include people like Spanish or other?
So Spain is a country in Europe, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
So the Patriot Front is an alliance with that being
alliance with Spain?
Not an alliance.
What are you asking?
In agreement with that being a form of descendants that you would, I guess, including your group.
So the American nation is composed of Europeans, right? And originally, the culture of the American nation is heavily Anglo-Saxon, because the largest group that came to America were British, Scottish, Irish, some Huguenot French, but they all assimilated into a very core ethnic identity between the 16th, the 17th, and then ultimately the 1800s. Other European nationalities, whether they be from Eastern, Western, Northern, or Southern Europe, were then able to effectively assimilate into that core nationality, that core identity, which was started foundationally by Anglo-Saxons in the pre-revolutionary and post-revolutionary periods. I'm just giving you a history lesson.
So is there? So this is my first time hearing about the core tenets of the Patriot Front. That's why I'm inquisitive.
You haven't been to our website, evidently.
I have not been to the website. No.
You're not allowed to post it on Twitter, actually. Elon Musk can say all these things about free speech, all these things, and there's the executive order about making sure social media companies are very strong on free speech. But if you type in the link to our website, and it's not a website that has violence on it, it's not a website that has slurs or any calls to any dangerous action on it, you are not even allowed to post it on Twitter. People have to put extra things into the word to make sure people can see it. So the free speech has been totally, it's a false promise.
Quick question, why the face masks? Why
anonymity?
Is COVID still going around, or is this part of?
These masks wouldn't do anything against COVID. We've been wearing them since 2017. Anonymity is a right that Americans have when demonstrating things politically. It has a long tradition of effective use. The Sons of Liberty during the Boston Tea Party wore disguises and swore vows of secrecy to one another. Many of the Federalist Papers, even Benjamin Franklin, wrote anonymously, partially because it is about
during the Revolutionary War. Do you feel like you're in a time of revolution right
actually,
now?
The Federalist Papers were written after the Revolutionary War, while the Constitution was being ratified. Common Sense was written before the Revolutionary War, around the same time as the Declaration of Independence, also anonymously. But the point is, anonymity can be used to allow the focus on the message of the individual rather than and at the same time, when you live underneath a government that's proving itself not to care, and there are also a bunch of people out there who likewise do not care. I am not going to engage with complex secondary, tertiary, quaternary ideas of what we're doing.
But it seems like you have traditional conservative values, correct?
I wouldn't call myself a conservative. I would call myself a nationalist or a patriot. But the thing is, I can only represent myself as I am and say what I believe in the context in which I do. So whether it hurts Trump, whether it helps Trump, I don't care. I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to change what I believe for political attention or for political appeal. I can only be honest, and I'm a terrible one.
For acceptance into the Patriot Front, does one have to pass
I don't think you'd make the cut. I'm sorry.
So does one have to pass some sort of like ethnic test as far as like where the descendants come from, Europe?
Yeah, yes, you do. You have to be an American.
And then, so how does that work?
How does being an American work?
Is it like a DNA test, or is it like a family lineage?
I think you know the members of your family, and you can figure it out pretty quick.
But what I'm saying is that does a Patriot Front investigate that before acceptance?
Yes, we ask questions. In order to become a member of Patriot Front, we will ask you questions, and you will generally have to answer them.
Do you believe he's not American because of his ethnic?
Probably, yeah. Unless you've got a great tan on, then I would say so. Yeah.
He does have a great tan.
Well, you can say that, sure.
Okay,
And again,
last question.
Being a foreigner doesn't make you a bad person. There are a lot of bad people who are. It doesn't make you a good person either. But it means that you're fundamentally different, and that's okay. The world has tons of cultures and nations, and tons of forms of government that work appropriately for those types of people. But we need to understand that differences in race and nationality are real, and we can ignore them all we like. We can try to suppress them all we like, but it won't work. The United States has engaged in the most comprehensive and vast humanitarian effort in the history of the human race over the last 100 years, and it has utterly failed. We have tried to incorporate every belief, every identity, every ethnicity into a single American state, and it has utterly failed. It is past time trying to rehabilitate it, and we need to ask ourselves a bunch of hard questions about what we need to do moving forward. Because you can try to have this rainbow vision of the United States, but it's false, it's past working, and any attempt to perpetuate it beyond this clearly dysfunctional state will continue to only hurt the people you're claiming to try to help.
So my descendants are all from Spain. Would that pass my? Would I pass the test?
I'm not going to engage in a full vetting.
No, I'm just asking because you mentioned that Europe is okay.
Descendants of your children?
My ancestors, rather.
Your ancestors.
Were from Spain. Correct.
I'm not sure about you specifically. You could be saying anything to me right now. People who actually engage in Patriot Front's vetting process, which I will not regale to all of you in detail, because then it would become less effective for those seeking to exploit it, have to go through certain processes and measures.
Do you feel like you hyper-focus on race, nationality, the same way the left
I
does?
feel like y'all hyper-focus on asking me specifically questions about race and nationality.
Well, it just seems like what you espouse, right? Because we criticize people on the left, critical race theories for focusing on race nonstop.
Well, race
and it seems like it's happening on the right as well.
Well, yeah, it is a big subject in politics today. It is very valid. It affects greatly the shape and form of civilization and government.
Would you say you're a neo-Marxist in that case then? Because that is what critical race theorists who hyper-focus on race like that and divide civilization by race, nationality, and whatnot.
I think you're on a crazy tangent right now, and I don't know.
It's how we criticize the left for hyper-focusing on race through critical race theory.
I don't criticize them.
Form of Marxism.
I don't criticize them for that. No, this is a silly question. I'm sorry.
No
It's
problem.
interesting. I just think it's ridiculous.
But doesn't your vetting process involve going and stickering with someone who's already a member and talking a lot about race? I mean, you're saying that
you do have to talk to people in the organization if you want to be a member.
about race specifically.
About a lot of things.
But race is the sticking point that I've heard.
Sure.
from
Yeah, people do. We do
performers.
talk about race. Absolutely.
So how can you say that you don't fixate on it when that's literally?
Well, I
what
don't
your
think it's a
vetting process
fixation.
is?
I don't think we necessarily fixate on any one thing. I think we have a broad range of very important subjects that we care about. And they pertain to the entire spectrum of the human experience, of life and society. So, y'all are trying to say, oh, you fixate on this one thing. Fixation is a negative term, and you're trying to pigeonhole me, and I protest against that. So.
I'm just saying that we criticize the left for constantly hyper-focusing on race, whether that be through DEI programs or such.
No, I
and that is
understand that.
directly tied to neo-Marxism. On the right, it seems
Well,
like
you
to
understand,
be another
people
phenomenon.
recognized race was a big deal in America for hundreds of years. I mean, from 1620 to 1960, the idea of American was a European. And you can ask, our beliefs about race and nationality are entirely analogous with such presidents as George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, all of Mount Rushmore, actually. Theodore Roosevelt thought very similar to us about race and nationality, the traditional culture of Anglo-Saxon America. So you're asking me, do I fixate on it? It's part of American culture. It's part of our traditional model of government. A republic will not work in an international context.
So do you essentially endorse the left hyper-focusing on race the same way you do then?
I endorse
like critical race theories like Kimberly Rent
I endorse
Crenshaw?
race being understood as a real factor of human society. I do not believe we should ignore race and stick our heads in the sand and hope it goes away.
Would it be fair then, we call people on the left woke left, can we call you woke right and the movement woke right?
That's a ridiculous term. So ultimately, you will call me whatever you like, but it doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it accurate.
I was trying to ask before, have you had anything that you suspect to be an entrapment plot, like people entering and like trying to get you to do illegal acts?
Well,
Appreciate you engaging, seriously.
What was that?
Many groups don't engage, so we appreciate you engaging.
I try.
This and
I'm
that.
friendly.
Yeah.
People are surprised by how civil we are. It's ridiculous.
And by the way, I don't think you guys are feds by any means.
Okay,
I've seen your interview on
I'm doing a bad
Patrick
job.
David.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Did you see him on Jake Shields?
No.
You don't like Jake. He doesn't like Jake Shields.
I know you know why.
Why? Are you Jewish?
Yes.
See, I didn't even need all the vetting
Should I be
questions.
deported?
I don't know. I mean, maybe, probably, yeah.
Watch.
I don't know. I think you'd be at home somewhere else.
Like where?
Maybe Israel. But I mean, maybe it's more of a you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here sort of thing. Personally, I am not extremely religious, but the membership of the organization is heavily religious. Yes, we have lots of Christians. There's lots of people who follow.
The most holy sites of Christianity.
If you want to engage in a theological discussion about scripture and holy sites, sorry, I'm not your guy.
That's all right.
Yeah, anyways,
I appreciate
what was your question?
I was asking about, so
Yeah,
we know that there have been CHSs, like you said, it hasn't amounted to something. I was asking, have you had experiences
we know
where
that
someone...
the FBI has published documents saying they've spoken to people about Patriot Front. That's all it's known. Anyways, are you saying, are there any uncovered entrapment plots?
Have you ever, experienced a member trying to convince you to do crimes, that kind of thing?
In a lot of these cases, there are people legitimately in the world who wanted to do stupid things. I'm sure we've all come across them. And in the organization, if anybody suggests or espouses that they want to commit a violent act, or they want to do something which involves firearms, we don't do anything involving firearms. Or they want to, or that perhaps they have issues with drug abuse. This could be a legitimate issue that the person is dealing with. Or this, in the case of drug abuse particularly, we try to help the individual. But anybody who is veering into these issues with drugs, guns, or violence, largely we will try to correct and then expel. And if it is an egregious enough matter, we will prevent any communication whatsoever in any format, indefinitely, at all times, forever, from happening with that person. So in the cases where that happens, and it is rare, but you run across people who have bad discipline. They have lack of understanding of what political organizing is meant to be. And sometimes they have a bad day. But if that were to happen, that person would be removed. And past that point, do you uncover if it was an entrapment plot? If you cut all ties with the individual? It's hard to say. Usually, when that happens, and somebody says, "Hey, do you want to buy a gun?" and you say, "No, I'm going to stop talking to you now." They don't say, "Oh, wow, you look for the cameras. You're on FBI's most wanted. Wow, you just passed the test." No, that doesn't happen. So it's a very complicated thing, but we do take our security very seriously, if that's what you're asking.
Fair enough. I do. I appreciate
again,
that.
If Patriot Front was an organization that was meant to cause violence, we were meant to engage in entrapment plots, we were meant to do all these illegal things, I really feel like we would have done something like that by now. I really feel like we would have done something like that, but we haven't. There hasn't been a single instance of anybody assaulting anybody. I don't know what you will say, but I don't count that. There hasn't been a single instance of anybody shooting anybody, hitting anybody with a weapon, nothing like that. We're very peaceful.
That reminds me, what happened with there was a default judgment against you and 99 Patriot Front John Does, right?
So you see, when you're talking about matters of a legal variety, I will be unfortunately under the advisement of my own conscience not to delve into specifics. Does that answer your question?
Have you or members ever been contacted directly by the FBI or DHS?
So broadly in the political spaces, and this happens, you can post the wrong kind of tweet, and what'll happen is an FBI agent or two, usually they go in pairs, will knock on your door and say, "Hey, I just wanted to talk to you about this." And that does happen to people in political spaces on the left, on the right, in general. Does that mean that, and again, if they have to knock on your door and ask you if you want to be an informant, does it mean you're already a Fed? It probably doesn't.
So have members of Patriot Front specifically been contacted in that manner? Have they had door knocks or things like that?
That's a fantastic question. If that was, it would be a matter of personal information, and I wouldn't want to convey that to you. Again, I have every right to keep things private as much as I want to. Yeah.
Would you confirm or deny if that happened to you specifically? Like, has the
No.
FBI knocked on your door?
No, I feel like they know they wouldn't get anything, and I feel like it's pretty obvious that they wouldn't get anything productive from it. So no. Anything else?
I've heard from former members that there's a culture of extreme paranoia and a discouragement for participating in local office or politics. Would you say that's a fair assessment?
No. Next question.
Have you, there were a few members that traveled to Paris in May, and they participated in a march with nationalist groups, or groups that identify as nationalist. Can you speak a little bit on that?
Patriot Front engages positively with other nationalist movements across the world. We have sent members to most Western European countries. We have also sent members to engage positively and network with the Boer communities in South Africa. We believe that nationalist movements across the world have a lot to learn from each other. The exchange of ideas can be very productive, and we want to experience political landscapes in other countries so that we can better learn and inform our own. And I think there are a lot of similarities and there are a lot of challenges. Of course, can I vouch for every single member of every single nationalist group in Europe personally and everything they do? Can I be responsible for that? Absolutely not. But do I think there is something there that is intriguing and worth us sending people as representatives to kind of be observers for, to watch and learn, and take home any lessons or pieces of wisdom that we can? Yeah, I think that was valuable.
Is that something that's done in your direction?
Click, got it.
Good one. Are you live still?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm friend of Rich McGinnis's.
Oh,
So,
hey.
Ford
Cool.
Fischer.
Yeah.
Good to meet you, man. Woodline.
Gotcha.
Good to meet you, brother. Appreciate your work.
Yeah.
Long hours of standing.
Yeah, those last few days.
You were down at the jail, right, covering.
For two of the, yeah.
It's a long time to be standing.
Lot.
Is that D7100?
Yes, exactly.
Hey, that's what I started with.
Nice.
Solid and reliable. Mine still works. Like 10 million shots later. This is an 850 and then an 810. I was fine. I made a couple bucks and was able to graduate.
Gotcha.
We're still doing our thing. I am not relying to or reacting to the president. Better to see maybe, and it'll be just as resolute, and just as steadfast, and just as I gotta work on my best.
How are you doing?
All right.
It's a little warmer today, right?
Oh yeah, I think I actually overdressed for this one.
Okay. Use the phonetic alphabet.
We're gonna move like a snake. Y'all just follow me.
Hey, you made it.
Yeah. Thank you. Come on, let's go. Oh hell! All right, now hey, right here. Just come right here. You may want to watch out, bro. Come on. It's okay. Making a U-turn, guys. Yeah, get free of breath. Marcus, Troy. Just in case. They're so locked in.
I have flyers.
So he's got the light
Asshole.
And that was one of
They like nuggets.
Yeah, that's what I used. Yeah, get that. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yo, we're just gonna start walking through. Get in line. Find your space. Let's move. Don't mind us. let's have them go right around here, okay? Can you do that, Grant? Thank you.
So for the folks watching here, I don't think I've talked yet on the stream. If you've been watching, it's been 36 minutes approximately that they've been in DC. Basically, the police just kind of caught up with them. But we'll see what happens. The last 2 out of 3 years when they showed up here at the March for Life, they ended up kind of walking parallel to it. So we'll see what happens now, but it looks like they're probably going to do the same thing. I'm sorry. You're fine.
Not all of these are going to be good. I hope you know.
Hey, can you tell me what family values are?
What family values are?
Yeah.
Like in particular?
Just according to you. Obviously, you're having a strong family, strong nation.
Yes, absolutely. Strong families do make strong nations.
Can you tell me what that means?
So the family is an entity which is created by the reproduction of two individuals, usually resulting in human children. And the family is the building block of society. You have
So, are
you
you
have a
saying
mother,
that-
you have a father.
Will you have to have children to have a family?
A family includes children, yes.
So
I
what
would
if you
say.
can't have children?
Then you can't make a family.
So then that's not God's will, or I'm trying to understand your thinking.
Some people just can't have children. And
Right, is that not a strong family then, or it is?
Well, it's not a family without children.
So then they're not even in your like conversation.
Well, they're not bad people. It's just they're not a family. I mean, there are just natural realities. Some people can't do stuff. Some people are born without legs. Does it make them bad people? No, it just mean you're never going to be a runner. Whatever. I don't know. Is that your
What about
question?
people who are born gay?
I think it's a very complicated question whether you're arguing whether homosexuality is hereditary or it is a defect of a social pathogen. I'm not sure which it either is. However the case, homosexuality is not incorporated into the strong families message, if that's your question. Are you a homosexual? Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm not, but I'm curious your thoughts on them. Are you?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
So when you're asking about the viability of homosexuality, if everybody in society had a strong family, if everybody in society could and did have children and raise them properly and have a virtuous lifestyle, then the country, the civilization would be great. If everybody in society was a homosexual, then we would go extinct in a matter of years. So homosexuality is an aberration.
That's not a reality. Not everybody's ever going to be homosexual.
Yeah, thank goodness for that.
And not everybody's going to be heterosexual either.
Well, you know, I think you need to understand.
Do you think someone could be gay and have a strong family? Be a good parent?
No.
You don't? Why not?
Because it's the norm, right? It is a normal, it is a natural, it is a virtuous thing to create a family in the traditional style. Homosexuals are occupying and inhabiting a aberrant social lifestyle, often due to cases where they have experienced abuse or they have been propagandized as children.
That's kind of your opinion.
Well, it is my opinion, thank you. And you're asking me my opinion, so I'm going to give you.
Yeah, I just want to clarify for everybody that's your opinion. That's all.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm sure all these guys agree. That was a joke. Anyways.
Probably don't.
They do. What was your question?
You mean agree with you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, probably. You guys came together, right?
Yeah.
And everybody who came with me probably agrees with me.
Do these people come with you?
No.
Oh, okay. It looks like you're alone.
Where are you from?
Texas. What gave it away? How you doing? Where are you from?
I was born in Milford, Delaware.
Milford, Delaware. There you go. You don't see many people from Delaware.
Yeah.
So are you guys here?
That's why I got out.
Yeah, sort of.
I saw some of your guys passed out before.
We do, yeah, absolutely. Did you get one?
I grabbed one, yeah. What are you
Good
guys
stuff.
working for?
What are we, the organization you're working with?
Yeah, like what for, what's your ultimate goal, I guess?
Our ultimate goal
We
is...
hear a lot about the Patriot Front, white legislation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back. Across the bridge. What's across the bridge? Oh, okay. I was like, there's a lot of bridges you can cross, metaphorically and otherwise.
Yeah, technically, yes.
got some extras?
No. I have a ton. I just I have to get used to wearing a backpack and tucked in my shoulder.
Yeah. I almost wore mine, but I was like, nah. Everything's gonna go back towards Union Station anyway. So. Hey, it's Walt Masterson.
Ford, you want it?
Anything important?
Oh no, just wondering, do you have a, do you think that anything's going to happen at the DC jail tonight? My understanding is no.
There's some of them left, but I don't think anyone who's still there is going to be walking out the door of that jail. Like,
I just, whether or not I jet, and
I mean, honestly, I do think that they're going to keep doing the Freedom Corner thing because there's still people inside.
It's just tonight in particular.
Tonight in particular, nobody's going to... highly unlikely anybody's going to get released tonight. Yeah. So, I mean, you would be going and you'd be getting a fairly typical Freedom Corner, I think.
Yeah, I've got that enough.
If Stuart Rhodes shows up again, he'll go to jail. Did you see that?
No.
So Stuart Rhodes, since he was commuted, not pardoned, the judge said, okay, fine, you're on supervised release still then. And because he showed up at inside the Capitol, and then the day before that at the DC jail, she just put in paperwork that basically bans him from DC.
Oh, wow.
So if Stuart shows up at DC jail, he'll literally be arrested.
Because all of them have that as a release condition. You can't come to DC.
But if you're pardoned, it's
Right,
done.
right.
So that's in place for all the Proud Boys except Tario, and then basically all the Oath Keepers. Do you know who the dude is with the blue backpack? Who's like... No, I don't see him. Shit, I don't see him now. But I lost it. There's a guy who... It was just a blue backpack, but otherwise he's in plain clothes. But like literally, Tommy was like, "Am I going that way?" And he was like, "Yeah." He was like, telling me that.
Oh yeah, I know which one. There's 2 or 3.
There's 2 or 3 of those people.
Of those type of people, I think. One is I think a black shirt, khakis, and but black shirt, really jagged short. More focused on upper body dude.
Things don't exist in a vacuum.
So
right?
are you pro-labor, you're pro-union?
I'm pro. I can't say that I'm pro any particular union right now. I think it's very.
You're pro.
I think
you're
they
pro
should
collectivized labor.
Yes, I think that. I don't think that. I think unions should be allowed. They should be. They are useful in many cases. I think it is perfectly acceptable for workers to negotiate collectively. But at the same time, I don't think the government should be run by unions. I'm not a Marxist.
Okay, so here's.
I also believe strongly in the rights of personal property.
Here's a question. Okay, it's a hypothetical scenario.
We love hypotheticals.
You know what?
You'll only get a hypothetical answer though.
Okay, so then.
Howdy, man.
Fair enough. So here's the thing. So let's say you and I. Let's say you're on the picket line. You're trying to get a labor contract.
Okay.
You're
in the moment.
Your
the
job.
Scene is
you're
set.
trying to get a labor contract for your job. You're picketing. Okay.
Yep.
The rest of the employees that you need to join you on the labor line are
black,
trans, LGBTQ.
They're all of it. Oh my God! There's so many
LGBTQ,
diversity points in this hypothetical
communist.
scenario.
Every
other one of my coworkers is a black, gay, communist, trans.
Absolutely.
Man, why am I
No,
working?
the ones no. Only the
What kind
only
of business is
only
this?
the ones that want to join you on the picket line.
Only the ones that want to join me on the picket line. Well, I
Yeah.
must have done something terribly wrong in that case.
Okay.
See, this situation has already gone wrong. This is like crazy.
So that's what I'm saying. Is I'm saying that in order
So
to
when you're talking
have a
about the
labor
di-
revolution,
these differences,
we need to walk the picket line with people that we would normally disagree with. That's my thesis.
Well, actually, diversity is used to break up the solidarity of workers, and this is proven with Amazon. When you import a bunch of people who don't speak the same language, they don't have the same backgrounds, they don't have the same cultural beliefs and standards, then it makes it harder for them to unify. And you can say from a materialistic standpoint that, oh, wouldn't it be great if everybody unified regardless of all these things? Yeah, that would be great, but humans don't work like that. Differences of race, nationality, religion, culture, principles, everything are real, and you can't make them go away by ignoring them. So if you want labor to be able to organize, you need to also have the conception that people need to be on the same page about a lot of things already before they get to the battle. Really want to help. And again, a lot of the reasons that people are coming over the border, it's scab labor. It's to push wages down and push housing prices up. And a lot of people that really benefit from mass immigration, which is human trafficking, are very rich.
Housing prices. See, I would like you. I mean, this is not a gotcha. I personally would like you to be mad. This thing you gave me right here about corporations. Okay, defend American labor.
Plenty of corporations.
Yes. Exactly. Okay. So Zillow, BlackRock, other companies that are buying up houses.
Hey, what's up, man? I just recognize those companies know that they're supposed to be able to destabilize.
Black people and Asian people. I mean, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Different races. You need a few of them. Okay. You need a few of them. So segregation has been illegal in the country for 80, 90 years. And still, if you actually look at the census data, most communities
Okay, keep going. We see a uniformed body of federal agents waiting for their spokeshole to come talk to a puppet. Whenever there is some sort of good cause that needs to be tainted with subtle racism, they do inject these law enforcement officers or wannabes into the mix. It's just how it goes. None of them are speaking because they're all constipated. That's a DC diet for you. Or shall I say Langley? I don't know. Sir, are you the Patriot Front spokeshole? Are you the spokesman for Trident Gum?
Can you please get that thing
Sure.
back a little bit?
Are you the spokeshole?
No.
All right. What kind of gum are you chewing?
The vote's going to be...
Is it Trident? Is it double mint? Like double faced?
That's what I got.
All right.
I was on my way and I saw cops running like idiots.
Hi, buddy.
Brothers, one team, one fight.
Hey, let's record. Let's record. Hey, let my fucking camera bitch get in there. Where is he? Where's my camera bitch? Oh, there you are. Hi, buddy. Sorry. Hey, cowboy, can we talk to you? Hi. Are you the leader of Patriot Front?
I'm not going to talk to your puppet.
No, will you talk to me, though? Where is your fucking mask? Aren't you concerned about disease? What about disease? What about the disease of LARPing? Are you a federal agent? Are you a sheriff's department? Why would you show us your identity? I am not ashamed to be out here. Why the fuck should you be? If you're such a good cause, take off the mask. COVID's gone. COVID's yesterday. You too, cowboy. I salute you. You're maskless. You're like the Lone Ranger, but no fucking mask. That's what you're like. Why can't your bitches be like you? Why are they such federal bitches? Such fucking Leos. I see you laughing, you fucking bitch. Take your mask off. If you laugh with me, you gotta unmask your ass. Honestly.
Use some more profanity. I think you're
You know
really
what?
gonna like it.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to bleep all that shit out, and that's wrong, and that's a lot of work for me. I try to work as little as possible. How long have you been affiliated with Patriot Fronts?
I'm not talking to your felt glove, man. Have a
Oh,
wonderful
is that a deeply felt sentiment? Okay, listen, I don't blame you for staying away from Muppets. Oscar the Grouch is a rapist. All right, cowboy. He's a rhinestone cowboy. Boom, boom. He's masking homosexuality with his army of LARPing feds. That's right. Anyway, I should probably depart because all of them are mum. It's like they've got laryngitis and constipation at the same time. Anyway, I'm feeling like I'm a little bit in danger because there's nothing that pisses you off more than a law enforcement officer with a grudge. Anyway, how's it going? Are we in focus, camera bitch? Thank you. All right. I'm gonna pause here while I think of some other crap to say. Excuse me. No, they weren't. Who do you represent? Are you that person who sneaks into MAGA events?
I was undercover like 3 years ago.
Oh, what's your name?
Amanda.
Amanda. Hi, it's nice to meet you. My name's Edgar. Do we have permission to film you?
Where's your
We are, but we want to just make permission. You're not wearing a mask, so you're not really anonymous. I care about you.
I'm like a magazine writer.
I like how you put the MAGA in magazine. Very clever. How long have you been covering Patriot Front? Do you groove to these fags?
Are you?
I'm splendid. I get to harass law enforcement. It's very rare.
How many followers do you have?
One, you. I got no subscribers. I'm friendless.
You're gonna get a fucking Muppet.
Yeah, you want to do a selfie? You want to do a selfie?
Oh god, no, I'd rather kill myself.
Wait. Do not engage in self-harm. Patriot Front. Steve said she might kill herself. I know that some of you know how to do cardiopulmonary resuscitation. If she goes too far, I want you to do an intervention. She's also kind of cute. Get her phone number in the process. How many of you are gay? Raise your flags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Anyway, we're here at the meeting of the Masked Homosexuals Club. A lot of people will take it up the ass. I don't recommend it because, but if you're masked, that is a step towards safety and you gotta hand it to them. I don't like it. I don't like when they invade my town. But it's freedom of speech, not freedom of reach or freedom of reach around. Anyway, I could be here all day talking crap, but I'm probably gonna get shot. And Lord knows
Hollywood 3 times. I have not been to a Diddy party yet, but it might happen. Okay?
Anyways, man,
I'm a professional comedian.
Come up with something better, please.
Yes. I just wanted to know, what you guys are doing here?
We are here conducting political activism. We are spreading ideas. We are exercising free speech. I mean, we're a political group. This is a political event. We have the vice president speaking. You have a governor speaking. We're a political group. This is a political event. It's all very straight.
And what is do you have an affiliation with the March for Life?
No.
Okay.
No, then we would be in that fence. So they have a permitted area. We are not interfering or entering their permitted area. We are here being in public spaces, exercising a public right to free assembly. And just there happen to be tens of thousands of people here with a political mindset. They care about the issues in the country, so we are here to talk to you. It's very straightforward.
And do you have an
Are you here because it snowed and everything is a little lighter? See back there? All right, there. It was a bad. I'm gonna repeat the line. Please don't be offended. Are you guys here because it snowed out and it's just a little whiter?
Fluffy dog.
Insert applause. Thank you. All right. Hey, you bitches, who do you work for?
Independent Raw News.
Oh, wait, you're not Ford Fischer, are you? I want to meet that guy. He's a badass. He's a real American. Amanda, hook me up with Ford Fischer for a reach around.
I know this guy. You're gonna fucking love
You know, apparently he knows me.
Where's Ford Fischer?
That's me.
Ford, you're Ford fucking Fischer. Holy fucking. Oh, wait, Ford. Buddy, can I just
That's
fan
the other
a little
side.
bit? I follow your stuff all over the place. You're always there when there's a ruckus. How do you do it? Are you in the Ruckus bulletin board or listserv?
You just gotta follow the social medias, yeah.
I will go
Figure this
full
stuff out.
homosexual for Ford Fischer,
No.
the amazing photojournalist.
That's enough of that.
You don't want to become part of the story.
Not, I
I
try not. I try not to.
I get it, Ford. Anyway, big love, buddy. Fangirling all over the place for Ford Fischer. Love you, buddy. We won't use that footage unless you sue us. Are you gonna sue my ass?
I don't know. No.
Yes! Do we have permission?
If you steal my footage, then no.
Oh, no, I'm not crazy. I know how litigious you are. Honestly. All right.
But Rachel also.
I can't believe that.
How many of you have
was
clean
okay.
scrotums today? Did you get up in the morning?
Why would that
wash
help
your
first?
scrotum,
Calling you that big.
Oh.
Climb
I think
out
she's
of
trying
your
to bait
clawfoot
you.
bath.
Saying I'm not.
Put on your mask and head over here.
They would really hit it off.
Why aren't people fucking with you more? Why does it just take one intrepid puppet with low self-esteem to come and harass you? Why are you quiet? Why won't you talk to me? You never write.
I was fairly
I'm
hostile.
getting depressed.
Oh. At some point, you've had a.
This is like milking a really old cow. There's no joy here. Just quietude and submission. Is this Saudi Arabia? You'd fit right in. Have you ever tried a niqab or a burqa?
Yeah.
It might fit.
Yeah. Right.
I want to go and harass Amanda some more.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Here. Don't record this asshole. He's fisting me, but you can record me, Ford. You can have all the rights. All right, Ford. Yeah.
I don't know how.
I want to talk to Cowboy Hat. How much will it cost for a reach around? Some cowboy. Haven't you seen Brokeback Mountain? What did you think of that? I enjoyed it.
Patriot Front is just standing around, and so the result of that is that this Muppet
I
is
think
literally
we're
the
done.
most important or interesting thing that's kind of
Are you a
happening.
Scootercaster? Are you sure?
Yep.
You are. I like you even better than Ford. You are.
Girl, you
amazing.
better fucking run.
Scooter, wait. Have I ever told you you're my hero? You are the wind beneath my wings. Not you, Ford. Fuck you. I've found something better. You're out.
That's fine.
You're out of the cool club, bitch. Anyway, I gotta go harass some right-to-life people. Excuse me. We got enough footage? Did we get a solid 2 minutes so we get monetized? All right. Anyway, subscribe to Ask America with Edgar. Please don't kick my ass. I'm really, really sorry. If made to, I will go gay for you. All right, bye. Want to go? All right.
That code switch, the way he just went from like Muppet to like human being.
I think I'm having a stroke.
Anyone got some food?
What?
Got any food?
I got bars.
Just gonna have like a little piece.
They're Girl Scout.
I was just gonna say which one. Yeah, just like these.
This is it. The whole place.
I usually carry it, but I let it.
Yeah, this.
Until I can pass it off.
If you want one, you can just take the
No,
bar if you
I'll
want.
take. No, I won't eat the whole.
Because I got a few of them, so it's not a big deal, really. Want any?
Oh, okay.
They actually taste identical.
Give my part to her.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Scooter Christian.
Did you get a haircut?
I do.
I think it'll make it easier to not.
The distinction.
Before you got here, Thomas was so there's that other one that looks just like. And I was like, I'm sure you're talking about Pete Johnson.
Jeez,
And he,
come on.
or
No,
I
nobody
said
recognized
Brendan Gutenschwager, and he's like, that's a harder name to remember.
I mean, that was a little bit more lengthy. Wow. And then, of course, I come dashing over.
What's that?
I said, and then, of course, I come dashing over. I would have gotten here faster, but this whole place is amazing. I didn't bring my skates. So, I had to be very quick. No, no.
Okay, to my people who are watching, normally I would try to live stream a situation like this beginning to end. At this moment, basically, this group of Patriot Front's just standing there in front of the Washington Monument. A couple of them are kind of handing out flyers. A guy with a Muppet was sort of making fun of them. But I might go live again, or I might just keep kind of recording. But I'll continue to monitor the situation, and I'll have